Mic check. Howdy, everyone. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Um, so I'm gonna be doing a brief discussion. So we're gonna be talking about tornado that happened in Enderlin, North Dakota, as there was a. It first was rated an EF2, and then that shortly went to. And by you guys, I'm going to be getting. All right, there we go. So let's see here. Uh, uh, uh. Sorry, guys, I'm dealing with bronchitis again, so you're gonna have to bear with me. It is really killing me right now. Hurts like hell. Alrighty, there we go. Alright, so we're gonna be talking about a little bit about the Enderlin tornado that happened not very long ago. It is a while ago. Alright, there we go. Alright, we're set. Set, bam, in the action. Alright, so here is the official report of the National thing there. Guys. Alright. So, public information. Enderlin Tornado upgraded to an EF5, which is, by the way, this isn't official. Like, if I go to the National Service website, Grand, take this. Alright, so we're going to do National Service Grand Forks. Enderlin Tornado upgrade. E5. It goes to exactly this here. This isn't nothing really private. Now. But yes, so the Enderlin Tornado, EF5 rating, estimate peak wind greater than 210 miles an hour. So, how the EF rating stuff works. So, yes, they do an F scale. There's also an EF scale. EF scale is basically the winds that are sustained at the ground. or F scale is something that's like been detected by Dow, which is Doppler on wheels, which is there's a Dow 8 now. That I don't think that one served in this tornado. I believe it was Dow 7 that served in this tornado as it did not retire yet. Right? No, Dow 8 was it's because Dow 7 it was Dow 8. Sorry. That let me you're behind. So Dow 8 operated this mission, and I'm not sure if they actually scanned this tornado or not, but they did find that this was an EF5 after seeing a couple stuff. Here's the official damage survey result. EF5 once again. Here's the kind of like the path. It kind of took like a little hook, and it seems like a lot of these really strong tornadoes do take weird hooks once they die. At least when they start to fizzle. This was June 20th, 2020, which was 4 months ago. A little over 3 months ago. It started at 11:02 to 11:21 p.m. Standard Time, or CDT, Central Daylight Time. And by the way, we do not focus on the Dakotas at all. So that is not our viewing range. Our viewing range is, if I can just put that for you guys. Stand by. I think I have a screenshot of it. Now, let me thought I had one. Thought I had a map of it. All right, so this is just a quick little dude here, but this is our view range states that we cover. So this includes Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. That is the view range that we have. And this is the states that we cover for our for the main stuff. Storm Protection Center, we do the entire United States. And along with the Hurricane Center, we do the entire actually entire Atlantic, Pacific, and Gulf Coasts. We also do the Climate Prediction Center, which is I have one of those, which is logo. Here's the logo. That is our Velocity Map department. Also, this is kind of stuff that we do. This is actually a false mapping. But yeah, this is kind of like the stuff that we do. Like you could right here, we're getting a new mapping scale, but you could see it right here. This is our drawing here. Let's um uh but yeah, that's really the majority of our stuff. Here is our main banner. So the Climate Prediction Center, this is our emergency management department. We only cover Illinois with that because that's just overwhelming for our staff, as we only have 3 people. So, here's our main profile: Storm Protection Center, the Space Center or Space Prediction Prediction Center. That is obviously the entire world space. Aftermath, storm reports and aftermath. It's actually now department, not center no more. But yes, that logo is going to be out. I changed everything to department, so like all these logos are going to be now outdated. Like department, that's department, that's department. They're all department, but main one, which is Storm Research, Velocity Master, Storm Research Forecasting Agency, because department's off that. And then here's our National Hurricane. So yeah, that is our view range, and that's why we didn't make a main summary, or at least a survey mapping. But I did throw together one that we did have. Well, actually, this one right here is the hour imaging of it. This is the one that we have of, this is when it was last updated. But we do have a picture from a long time ago. Actually did this. This was the next afternoon, the day after. We did do a summary to it. This was our summary of it. So, June 21st, 2025, 1 p.m., 1800, 6 p.m. UTC. hit summary tornado. This is our number. You don't have to worry about that. This is the VMEMD. At the time we were doing the entire viewing range. At that time, just saying. We do have Nebraska tornado warnings too. The one in Omaha, the EF3 or 4 that hit near Omaha, Nebraska. But anyway, we do have this listed as an EF5. We do not have it. We have a max sustained winds of 205 miles an hour because we actually do have a instrument that we have partnered with that actually was able to capture this and calculate how fast it was going. And it was max of 205. That's just what we observed. And the reason why I say that we calculated it is because we had an inflow boundary, and we have a chart of research that we have. We have a chart for how strong tornadoes are based off the inflow and outflow boundaries of how fast the winds are for those. And if we compare it to the radar and the instrument, that's when we could tell, okay, we're in the inflow boundary. This is how fast it's going. This was max speed for the inflow boundary, and we can calculate it. And at that time, we got a 205 mile an hour max sustained winds calculated based off of satellite imagery. We said it traveled 12.2 miles and max width of 1.2 miles. Actually, that was false. It traveled 12.1 miles, and the max width was 1.05 miles, which is 1,800 yards. Here was our saying of it. At approximately 11:02 p.m. CDT, a tornado touched down and was confirmed shortly after 11:03. The tornado had peak estimated winds of 320 miles an hour, F scale, and EF scale of 190 miles an hour. Tornado tracked north with estimations around 200 after satellite, and on the field images, we gave our own rating, which was this. We're going to go over these satellite. Actually, not really much satellite because I don't have those in public right now, as that is our private documentation. But we do have actual drone shots from public people, and that we can do. So here is the Enderlin tornado from Alex Razel. This was its max width at that 1.1 miles, almost 1.1 miles, 1.05 miles wide. Here was that picture. Here was a train that got hit by the tornado and actually made a one of those heavy cars go flying. As you can see, that's roughly around 100 to 200 feet away. That's actually probably more, maybe 200 yards away from the actual rail. That was the main car that flew super far away. And by the way, these are all full. Like this was actually full of, I don't know, petrol, I would imagine, and these guys were full of grain. So you imagine how heavy just a regular car is, but also with that, imagine that being basically picked up and tossed 200 yards. Our cranes can barely do that. Well, actually it can, but we need the biggest crane we have. So here was a above shot. Here's tree damage that was surveyed, and uprooted trees. That is an EF5 sign. Tree damage, debarked, which is they call sandpapering. Completely gone. Barked, more debarked trees. You could see tree damage and more debarking happening. So yeah, obviously this was an EF5 tornado. Yes, there's people that always have rumors of, oh, that's not real. Nope. I don't believe it. EF5s don't exist no more. Okay. So the only reason why there was so many tornadoes back then is, one, because our technology wasn't as advanced. But two, it wasn't just because of that. It was because at the time, we did not have the proper, well, I mean, we do, but at the time, we had a lot, let's say, ingredients, and that kind of winded down. We basically just struck the hornet's nest again, and now we're ramping back up into these EF5s, so we more than likely have another one within the next 5 years, I would say. Is that going to be a guarantee? No. because you can't predict how strong a tornado is before it even happens. That's the one pet peeve with us researchers have, is people say that there's gonna be an EF5 tornado. When? Where? Like, sorry, that's not how that works. We don't know. We don't know until after it has happened. So here is another picture. You can thank the Radar Omega app for putting this together and throwing this on their Facebook page. Here is what the max intensity was, 7 p.m. So here was the most recent scans within 11:11. As you can see, very strong. I gotta say, and this is actually, the probe was just south and east of Sheldon, which is, I can actually narrow this down from exactly in the map. It was right here, so wasn't over here. It was right here, so this was kind of closer, and I believed it went this way, somewhere like that. Anyway, but yes, so yes, Enderlin tornado, real. EF5 tornado, real. Yes, first time in a decade. Yes, it's true, guys. Don't over panic about this. It's nothing new, and it's been 3 months later, so obviously things will be further and analyzed. But also, they do use how the plants and stuff recuperate after that, and you could see how long it takes for those to basically like redevelop and rebark themselves. And yes, that did lead up to the EF5 mark. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them. I will try to answer my best to reply to everyone I can. But also, if you have general questions about the tornado. So thank you. I will be releasing more stuff on Facebook if you want to see any more. Take care. I'll see you guys later.